Hello and welcome back to your therapy guide, a podcast created to help you navigate your therapy journey. I'm Dr. Yadegarfard. Today I want to talk about what might be the most intimidating step of all, the first therapy session. For many people, the idea of talking about their most private thoughts and feelings with a stranger can feel incredibly daunting. And you know what? That's completely normal and understandable feeling. So let me start by saying this. If you have ever reached out to a therapist, or if you are even considering it, you have already taken the biggest and most courageous step. Acknowledging a need for support and taking action is a sign of immense strength. Now, let's talk about what happens in that first session. Many clients come to that first meeting feeling like they need to download their entire life story in 1 hour. They often arrive with notebooks full of information, worried they won't cover everything. I want to reassure you that you don't have to do that. The first session is not a race. Think of it more like a consultation or a very gentle first meeting. A therapist is trained to guide the conversation and ask the right questions. It is my job to create a safe space and to gently help you to find the words and the way forward. You don't need to have a perfect script. Just showing up is more than enough. You might be wondering, what if I get there and I freeze? What if I don't know what to say? That is absolutely okay. A good therapist is prepared for that. We can start the conversation with simple questions and you can take as much time as you need. What if you get emotional or start to cry? That is also a normal part of the process, and a therapist's office is one of the safest places you can be to let that happen. There is no judgment, so what should you expect? A first session is really a meeting for both of us to assess if we are a good fit. It's a chance for me to begin to understand your unique situation and for you to get to know my approach and see if you feel comfortable. The most important things for you to pay attention to is how you feel in the room with this person. Do you feel heard? Do they seem to understand you? Do you feel respected? This sense of connection is the most powerful predictor of success in therapy. We'll usually cover a few key things. For instance, your goals. We talk about what brought you here and what you hope to achieve. We'll discuss it if you want to focus on a specific problem like anxiety or a broader goal like improving your relationships. This helps us create a roadmap for our work together. The therapeutic contract. This is where we discuss important details like confidentiality, boundaries, how often we'll meet, and if it's a private practice, financial arrangement. Confidentiality is the cornerstone of therapy. It's how we build the trust necessary for you to feel safe enough to share your story. And also your question and feedback. I will always encourage you to ask me anything you want about my approach or the process. I also want to know how you feel during and after the session. Your feedback is incredibly important. Some people find it helpful to prepare for their first session. You might want to jot down a few key points you want to talk about or a list of questions you have for your therapist. This can help to ease some of the pre-session anxiety. However, if you're not in a space to do that, don't worry. The most important thing is simply showing up. Ultimately, the first session is a low pressure meeting. It's a chance to see if we can establish the collaborative relationship we talked about in previous episodes. The most important thing for you to do is simply show up as you are with all of your questions, your anxiety, and your hope for a better future. The work starts right there. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Your Therapy Guide. These short episodes are designed to answer some of the most common questions my clients ask, and I encourage you to listen to other episodes to find answers to your questions. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and follow me on my social media channels so you don't miss any future episode. You can find all the links in the show notes. Until next time, take care.